Hi, everybody. Douglas V. Gibbs here for a daily dose video. June 17th, 2021, Marjorie Taylor Greene has called for abolishing the ATF. That's alcohol, tobacco, and firearms and explosives. She wants to transfer the regulatory functions to the FBI. First of all, let's talk about that real quick. Is the ATF even constitutional in the first place? Well, let's see. Second Amendment is shall not be infringed, so the federal government has no authorities over firearms or explosives. Then it says alcohol. Well, let's see. We had an amendment about alcohol where the government passed the 18th Amendment to prohibit the manufacturing and transportation and sales of alcohol, and then they repealed that. So they understood back then they needed a constitutional amendment for alcohol, but apparently they don't realize it here. So alcohol is not constitutional. They have no business being involved with that. And tobacco, well, tobacco is not mentioned in the Constitution. So guess what? The entire ATF is unconstitutional. If there should be anybody that has any rules, regulations regarding these issues, it should be at the state level. Now, that said, federal government wants to have this authority, they can always pass an amendment. Now, what has prompted Marjorie Taylor Greene to call for the abolition of the ATF is the fact that under Biden, the guy who's on the ATF head under Biden wants to attack gun rights. Now remember, in early 2021, Greene did introduce the Second Amendment Preservation Act, which was designed to eliminate federal funding for gun control. Remember, gun control goes all the way back to after the war between the states. Yes, it was the Democrats. They started the first gun control law, which was designed to keep the newly emancipated slaves, blacks, from owning guns. That was the purpose of it. Always goes back to the Democrats, don't it? Well, David Chipman is Biden's director of the ATF, and he has yet to clearly define what he considers to be an assault weapon. That's because from a civilian standpoint, an assault weapon does not exist. From a military standpoint, it is a firearm that you can switch from single shot to semi-automatic to automatic with a flick of a switch. He also says that he supports a ban on the AR-15. The AR-15 being nothing more than it's nothing more than a hunting rifle with a lot of scary aesthetics added to it. And he has also advocated in the past for a federal ban of high-capacity magazines, calling them not normal. Once again, shall not be infringed means shall not be infringed. Every single federal gun law by the federal government, every last one of them, they're all unconstitutional. Shall not be infringed means shall not be infringed. Now, Chipman actually wrote in the Roanoke Times that what he wants is a quote unquote well-regulated Second Amendment. Well, that's also a misinterpretation of the word well-regulated. The word well-regulated in the Second Amendment, it's a well-regulated militia. Who's the militia? According to George Mason, the militia is the whole of the people and a few politicians. A well-regulated militia, the word regulated, if you look it up in the 1828 Webster's Dictionary, the primary usage of that word, aside from weights and measures, was to put in good order. In other words, a well-regulated militia is a militia that's in good order. That makes sense, since during the American Revolution, the militia wasn't in good order. You know, they could barely hit the broadside of a barn. Couldn't march, didn't have any good uniforms. It was not a well-regulated militia. Well-regulated militia is a militia that is in good order. But he wants a well-regulated Second Amendment. The Second Amendment says shall not be infringed. So if it's a well-regulated militia, it is a federal government then that is not involved with our gun rights whatsoever, any way, shape, or form. I applaud Marjorie Taylor Greene for wanting to abolish the ATF. It's unconstitutional agency, and I'm glad she wants to. The reason she wants to, though, she believes they're getting ready to launch a war against gun owners through the ATF. So let's just move it over to the regulatory functions over to the FBI. I say that's the wrong move. The regulatory functions should be abolished as well. These things are none of the federal government's business. All right, thanks for watching. United we stand, combined we kick butt. God bless America, and God bless you. And yes, you notice this one looks like it's done remotely by cell phone. It is. I'm in between classes today from Beaumont to Carlsbad, California, and I just didn't have time to go home and make a video, so I decided, well, what the heck? Right before I do my Carlsbad class, I'll do one with my phone. Hopefully, it turns out okay, and I appreciate all of you as listeners and viewers. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't. Be sure to visit DouglasVGibbs.com, PoliticalPistachio.com, and thanks for watching this video. We'll see you next time right here on my video channel.